What's going on, people? All right, you're about to watch another episode of Ade Gman. Thank you in advance for doing so. Thank you for all the support you guys have shown us. We've been doing this for about a year now. You guys seem to like it, so we're going to continue to do it. We filmed this late last night, so Monday evening. The reason I say this is because this Talma news broke early this morning, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it, which is a shame. It's a big shame that fight card has been postponed, I think, till the end of March. I do feel sorry for the undercard fighters. I think a lot of them have shifted some good tickets. Nathan Heaney has done 2,000 tickets, which is crazy, right? But yeah, I feel sorry for the undercard fighters who would have been right there. So camp's pretty much done, sparring's done, and it's just ticking over, getting that weight off. So yeah, it's a big shame for those guys. Big shame for the fans as well. Those that have booked hotels. Some people fly in, believe it or not. Some people fly in to these events. Will they get refunds on that? I don't know. But yeah, it's been moved to the end of March. It's a big thing as well, like not seeing a Talma. Like I want to see a Talma fight all the time. Obviously he fought in August. There was a talk about him fighting in December. That didn't materialize. So that was okay because we knew he was going to fight end of January. And now that isn't happening. You're like, damn, now end of March. And I'm greedy. I want to see Moses 4 or 5 times a year. And now that he's fighting in March, it kind of limits the amount of times we are going to see him. So look, if it is a serious injury, which probably isn't because they've rescheduled it now to March, but whatever injury it is, let's hope he recovers and we get to see the best Moses Talma in March against Jermaine Franklin. Anyway, enjoy Ade and G-Man. Again, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe, support, loads more different content coming your way. Go and watch The Presenter 2, Adam Cattrall. He was fantastic. You guys seem to like that style of interview, so we're going to do loads more of that. I have got a bit of a wish list in terms of who I want to interview on the next episode of The Presenters, but let me know who you guys would like me to interview. Anyway, enough of that. This is Ade and G-Man episode, I don't know, 50 or something. Peace. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Ade and G-Man. We're going to jump straight into this because there's quite a few big subjects to talk about, sir.
An awful lot to talk about. An awful lot. But I got to just say,
go on.
You hosted the show in Germany over the weekend, and watching it on TV, the atmosphere in there looked like genuinely nothing I've ever seen before. What was it like?
Great question. It was incredible.
It
was incredible. It was, you know, I always feel like, am I, you know, the victim of the moment when I say things like it's the best ever? But pound for pound, in terms of a fan over there compared to a fan anywhere I've been, those were the loudest fans I've ever been around.
It was crazy. Everyone, even like Adam, Darren and Barry on commentary, they were just like, we can't believe this. And they just kept they were like, we cannot believe what's going on in here. It's a noise.
Yeah, because we were told, obviously, look, we saw, this fight was announced about a month ago. We were told that Kabayel was going to fight in Germany maybe about 3 months ago. Yeah, and that was the case of who's it going to be? Yoka, Okola, who's it going to be? So when it was this Damian Neba, I was like, I thought it's a bit flat. I thought, and then I looked at the undercard, didn't really know too many of those fighters. I thought this will do well to, you know, sell a few thousand.
That's what I thought. I thought it was going to go under the radar.
And then they told us, oh, it's sold out. I was like, everyone says that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everyone says it's sold out, and then you see like a bunch of black curtains. Yeah. And so it wasn't sold out. You've just half the arena and it's sold out that half. Dude, we got there. We got to the arena about 4:30. I did a rehearsal at 5:30. Again, we're talking prelims, 5:30. It was 70% full. Oh my God. And I'm telling you now, I've covered, I don't know how many shows in the UK. You're not getting 70% full until the main event, maybe co-main.
No, and a lot of them would buy like undercard fighter tickets, and they go to see their fighter on the undercard, and they're like, okay, I'm going to go. Like Nathan Heaney or someone like that. If he's not main event, they're kind of coming and then see you later.
Yeah, that's so true. Because we've had that where, I don't know, Matchroom have had this issue as well, where they put someone that's a big ticket seller higher up.
They did that with Florian Marco. Boxer used to do that.
Yeah, because they don't want him and his fan base to go. Whereas this event, I mean, again, even now I struggle to remember some of the guys that fought on Saturday, and we're only a couple of days removed. It wasn't about, yes, it was about Kabayel, but it was about boxing.
Yeah.
They just wanted to see boxing. They've been starved of big-time boxing since Fury Klitschko 10 years ago.
Over a decade ago, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10 years ago. Yeah. So they're like, we just want to see some fights.
They saw some fights on Saturday night. It was good. It was a good card.
It was a good card, yeah. And that's why I think people have got to be careful. You know, like sometimes we associate good cards with big names. Sometimes just watch the fights. Watch the fights, atmosphere, the energy, and, you know, that can turn into a good card. It isn't always a case of superstar versus superstar. Sometimes fights can be good. Like that, obviously, the refereeing was a disgrace in that.
Peter
Milas.
Yeah, that was...
How bad was that refereeing, by the way?
Man, you didn't know. I remember you watching it and you were saying, like, I want to know that referee's name. I looked him up on box. That's an experienced referee with, like, 19 years experience.
German.
To do that is insane.
Yeah.
And, like, to count... The man's corner is in the ring and just saying stop it. And he's still counting.
Yeah, I was so angry.
Oh, it was
because he was so hurt, that kid.
That was bad.
And I was thinking...
Peter Milas pointing to the referee, like, stop this.
These are heavyweights as well.
Yeah.
These are 18, 19 stone guys punching the shit out of each other. And you're basically letting him have free hits.
Yep.
Because the local German fighter's losing and you're a German referee and you're, trying to save him?
Yeah.
Like, he's getting knocked out. Like, it's so bad. And thank God, because I was one of those guys waking up in the morning thinking, I hope that young kid's not gone to hospital. I hope there's not an issue there. And thank God he's okay. All right. You've teed up Germany. Should we start with Kabayel?
Let's start with Kabayel.
We start with Kabayel. Okay. We've done atmosphere. We've done energy. Hopefully that's some sort of kickstart to German boxing again. That there are enough good German fighters around to do big shows in Germany. I think this will be it. Although, in saying this, again, it wasn't a German audience. I think people need to understand this. It was a Kurdish audience.
Very true. Very true. But I think the turnout alone, I think seeing that atmosphere, if you're a German fan, you didn't go, you're going to look at that and think, actually, you know what, we've got boxing here, we can do that. We'll turn out like that.
100%. Kabayel, USYK or no?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay,
yes.
thank God we're in agreement. Yeah.
No, of course, we need to see that. We need to see Kabayel deserves a title shot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no ifs or buts. He said that. I want my title shot. Give it to him.
Yeah. And look, there are some that are like, well, you only beat Damien Niebuhr. That Damien Niebuhr wasn't the fight to get you Usyk. The fight to get you Usyk was Zhang, Arslan Bekmambetov and Frank Sanchez. Exactly. I think what helps you get Usyk is the crowd.
Yes.
Because all of a sudden, if you're Team Usyk, who obviously likes a pound note, I get it. Yeah. You're thinking, okay, which fight makes me the most money? And now all of a sudden, Kabayel, none of us knew he was a draw. All of a sudden now, Kabayel makes you a lot of money.
Exactly that. Like, I mean, and, you know, Usyk taking over from the Klitschko's. The Klitschko's Ukrainian, but they fought primarily out of Germany. That makes, like, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Forgot about that.
Atmosphere you'd have, like, Dusseldorf Stadium. Where you
completely forgot about that.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes you almost forget that the Klitschko's were Ukrainian.
Yes,
because they had 28 world title fights in Germany. You almost think they're German.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's a Ukrainian base there waiting. Like there must have been an underbelly of Ukrainian fans waiting for another one to come from the ashes.
Yeah, probably starved of it because after Fury, he fought AJ and that was it. And he fought AJ in the UK. So that's literally the last time they've had the Ukrainian fans over there have had a big time heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, long overdue.
If you can bring out 13,000, 14,000 for Damien Niebuhr, I'm not joking, you can do whatever number for Alexander Usyk, dude. Like, that alone tells me you can do 60,000, 70,000, whatever stadium's there. I genuinely believe that Kabayel and Usyk could fill it. Because Usyk's a superstar anyway.
Yeah.
And it would be one of the biggest boxing fights in Germany for how many years? Do you know what I mean? So you can do, a decade. Yeah, exactly. So maybe more. Fury Klitschko was big, but Fury wasn't big at the time. Let's not forget that Fury wasn't the guy that we know now. So it wasn't like Fury's going to Dusseldorf with 100,000 fans. No. Whereas Kabayel, we know, brings that number. We know now. And Usyk is Usyk. So I think this could almost be, in terms of the magnitude, this might be bigger.
It probably would be because, as you say, Fury was just a contender, and even in the UK, he wasn't looked on as the same way he is today with, you know, swarms of fans or anything like that. I'd probably say David Hay, when he fought Klitschko in Germany, was a bigger, he probably brought more fans than Fury did.
100%. I think Hay would have made more travel.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. So, look, I thought Kabayel, obviously, look, first round struggled.
He definitely
got hit way too much, but then you're fighting an unbeaten guy who's 6'6", 6'7", whatever, how big he was, who can clearly crack a little bit. But once he starts to wear you down, I mean, this guy's got some engine. He's right on you. He swarms you. Like it must be like you're drowning. Like, I mean, drowning, and you can't do anything about it because he goes to the body, goes to the head. The crowd were baying for blood. It was almost like I was thrown back to 20 BC gladiatorials where the crowd are like, kill, 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 kill. They wanted him out of there.
He reminds me a bit of a smaller Jarrell Miller.
Okay.
Because he fights Miller would fight similar to that, but Miller's obviously 300 pounds. Kabayel is like a smaller version of him, more compact, and he's probably a bit more technically refined. And he's just like, right, I'm going to hit you anywhere. Going to try with the body, but I'm going to hit you anywhere. And you're taking, like, you could see Kiba just wanted the box, and he's like, crap, I can't box. I have to move. He's fighting the way he doesn't want to fight. And you could see almost after the second round, it was like writings on the wall. He's done. He's uncomfy in there.
That must be awful when you've got a game plan. You've kind of picked the right sparring partners, or what you perceive to be the right sparring partners, but ultimately you can't pick a sparring partner to replicate Kabayel, because Kabayel is the second best heavyweight in the world. Yeah. So anyone you get to think that they can replicate him ultimately is going to be an inferior product. Whereas Kabayel can find 50 guys like Neba.
Oh yeah,
there's loads of 6'7" giants out there. Yeah,
Like USYK sparred nothing but them, and we didn't hear of any of them when he was getting ready to fight. There's loads of them out there. Kabayel, like, you're going to find a short, compact heavyweight who's able to throw that many punches. I mean, you can find short, but they're not going to have that work rate.
Yeah, no, good luck. Okoli was ringside. Yoka was ringside. I mean, to be fair to them, fair play for flying out.
I was going to say, like,
fair play to fly out into enemy territory. Yeah. They all want the fight.
That's the thing about Kabayel. Like, we looked at this fighting card and thought it's not going to... He brought out the big heavyweights. Yep. They flew out to see them. They've seen that arena.
Hrgovic
was there as well. Yeah, Hrgovic was there. They've all seen that, and they're thinking, okay, now I'm fighting you.
100%. I think they've all heard it was sell out, and all of a sudden it's kind of piqued their interest.
Yeah.
Because ultimately they're probably thinking there are bigger money fights out there for me. Like they're probably thinking Wardley, Dubois make bigger money. They've gone there and they thought, oh shit, 1 second. So Kabayel's now a draw. I want to fight Kabayel. Yeah. All of them, I interviewed all three. All of them like Kabayel. Not USYK, not Dubois, not Wardley. All of them want a bit of Kabayel because they think he's beatable, but they also think, obviously, also know he brings money. There is something about Kabayel where you do think you can get to him.
He looks very beatable.
He looks beatable, but I think it's a lot harder when you're in the ring with this kid.
Yeah, he's one of them where you look at him, you see what he does in there, and he doesn't do anything spectacular. You think he's beatable. But then you get in there and you're like, well, hang on a minute. He's hitting me everywhere. I can't get my stuff off. He's taking me out of my rhythm. And that's the problem. You need someone who's just... And about that, I think you need someone, which Damien Kiba didn't do, to just really, truly just sit down and just put him in his place with a big shot. Yeah. He never did that. Even Zhang didn't really do it.
Yeah, you're right. Someone needs to crack him.
Exactly.
And then maybe he is a bit hesitant to come in and go for it. I'm hearing... Sorry, go on.
He was hesitant against Chisora. That's the only time we've ever really seen him. So that obviously shows, he obviously saw something in Chisora and was like...
Chisora is a weird one, isn't it?
It's really...
because you go back to the USYK fight and that he gave USYK hard work.
Exactly. It's
it's just weird how he gave the unified heavyweight champion of the world hard work, the second best heavyweight hard work. And we might get onto Chisora a bit later and talk about him with regards to Fabio Wardley. I'm hearing there are issues with USYK and Wilder.
Really?
Yeah, just financial issues. No one wants it, basically.
No
one wants to put up the bread to say, okay, we'll take this fight. No one. Obviously, Usyk was ringside for Inoue. So I'm wondering if that's him going out to speak to Turkey. And Turkey, do you want it? And obviously, the last 2 times Turkey saw Wilder, Turkey's probably going to say no as well. The reason I bring that to the table is because I don't think Usyk Wilder's happening.
I hope it doesn't.
I don't think it happens. It doesn't. And surely then it has to be Usyk Kabayel. Like, what is it? What else could it be? Usyk Wardley?
Well, he'd look very silly then. Like, he would. If it's going to be Usyk Wardley, it looks very silly vacating that title.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I can get it from those people. Why would you vacate it to just then go and fight him? It just doesn't make any sense. So I think for that reason, I think Ade Gman deserves that title shot. If Deontay Wilder fight doesn't happen, the WBC were saying, okay, you can have voluntary. Well, if that voluntary is Wilder, if it's gone, just say, all right, now you get your mandatory. Yeah. It's as simple as that.
It's easy. It's easy to rein it back. If not Usyk for Kabayel, of all the options, and there's all of them, right? I mean, it's everyone basically not named Fury and AJ, really. Who would you like to see Kabayel fight next in Germany?
I'm going to go and say Okoli, because I just think stylistically, that's a flipping great fight. That is because Okoli will hit him hard. And Okoli it's not pretty, but he is great at wrapping guys up. Yeah, he's great at but that's how, if you've got
the longest arms in the world,
they're crazy. But if you've someone like Kabayel's trying to pressure you, how do you stop that? Right, you hit him with something. If that doesn't work, all right, you come in close, right, wrap you up.
Yeah, it's when I first thought of the fight, I thought stylistically it's awful. That's what I first thought. But then I thought, 1 second, you got Kabayel who wants to fight on the inside. Okoli can't fight on the inside. So someone's skill set is going to have to outdo someone's skill set.
Something's going to give there.
Something's got to give. Yeah, yeah.
And that's why I like it.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I would love to see Daniel Dubois.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Dubois because I think in that atmosphere, does Dubois sink? And for the first 5 or 6 rounds, it will be fucking chaos, dude.
And the thing is, Dubois with that jab, and he will be able to land on Kabayel. Again, Kabayel, he's been in there with Zhang. Zhang was in his 40s. Yeah, he's a big puncher. But how many punches around can he throw? Dubois will just start throwing them.
And you know, as well, I've noticed about Kabayel, he does better work against giants.
He does. He loves them.
He loves them.
He loves chopping
Zhang,
them down.
Makhmudov, and now this guy, Niba. Dubois is about 6'3".
Yeah,
Kabayel's 6'1", 6'2". So we're talking pretty much the same size.
Similar
so
size.
I wonder if Dubois would give him problems because he's not... Dubois is a better mover than all those guys apart from Frank Sanchez, and Frank Sanchez had the knee issue. So I just wonder if Dubois will give him problems because he's quite stocky and stout as well.
Yeah, and he's like, you know, you're fighting a taller guy. You have that big frame directly in front of you. You don't have it with Dubois. You've got eye almost.
I like it. But what we do know is it's a good start to the year for Kabayel. It was one fight in 25, one fight in 24. If you're fighting this early in 26,
it's a good
it
sign.
can't be one fight.
No.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to see you in the next 3 or 4 months.
Oh, easily. And he can, look, he got a bit of a cut, but like he could be going April, May.
Yeah.
No reason why he can't.
That's what I would like. I think I know what they're going to do, by the way. I don't think they're going to go for any of these names that we just mentioned.
Oh.
I think they're going to look at what they did with Niba. This is what I think. I think they're going to look at what they did with Niba, and we might get another Niba-like opponent for Kabayel. I think they might try and milk it a little bit. I think they might think, 1 second, so we got 14,000. And they're probably going to say, we're waiting on USYK, but we want him to stay busy.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I can imagine them looking at someone like that again and thinking, we could do 20,000 this time because, hey, Kabayel's the new face of German boxing. I can see something like that happening. It pisses people off, but I can see it happening.
I thought that as well when I seen it because George even said it. Oh, we could have done bigger. And I'm like, you're going to do bigger, aren't you? That's what you're going to do.
That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. All right, so let's go from Germany to a few hours later across the pond to America, New York.
That was
what was your prediction? You did a video?
Dalton Smith. I was slightly favouring Smith to win, but
Points.
I was worried. I think it was points. Yeah, I think I had him on points. Oh boy, that was great, wasn't it?
It was just
everything.
Like there are so many ways you can win a world title. We've seen with Jazza Dickens and Fabio Wardley, title can almost be given to you.
Yeah,
we saw that with Dubois, title can be given to you. There are easy. I don't want to say easy fights, but you know what I mean. There are easier fights to win. There's sometimes mandatories and the guy's shit.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? There's that, and then there's going to basically Puerto Rico. You're going basically to his backyard. I know it was the Barclays, but you're going basically to his backyard, and you're fighting a puncher, a come forward merchant, and you knock him out.
Yep.
You basically bully the bully.
He literally fought him at his own game. He fought him at his own game. He did hold a little bit. That's why I was saying about Kabayel. You get a pressure fighter. Dalton Smith was great at just holding him. Hold him when he didn't want to. Was a little bit excessive, but man, he nullified him.
You know what scared me about that holding? By the way, so I woke up and found out the results.
So did I.
And I saw all I saw was like 20 seconds. And then actually I had to find it, as everyone did on YouTube, right? I had to find it. And I did. What scared me about the holding was that came in the second round. So I was thinking, shit, is his gas tank already starting to drop after like only 4 minutes of action? But then obviously that was what they game planned. There's like, hold, you're the bigger guy, put your weight on him a little bit, let him feel you inside in terms of what you can do to the body. And I think it just worked perfectly. Yeah,
I think that's something similar to what Liam Parrow did. And I guarantee Grant Smith, who's a great trainer, Dalton Smith, they just looked at that and thought, all right, well, if it worked for him, it will work for us. And I think Dalton Smith is better than Liam Parrow. So there you go. We saw the what was it called? The result of it.
Yeah, I thought Raul Marquez on comms was disgraceful.
I thought the whole
he's tried to have a go back at me on Twitter.
No,
like, I've come for him on Twitter a little bit, and he's like something along the lines of "shut up" or something. I'm like, dude, read the room. Everyone is saying that you were crap. This isn't me, because look, it's difficult because I know what a pile-on looks like. I work in boxing. When you make mistakes, I get it. You don't want someone who has quite a name in boxing to come at you. But I just like, I'm not accepting this piece of commentary. I thought it was shit.
There was moments in that commentary where Dalton Smith was on top and you could hear him say, oh, he's falling apart there. I'm like, what are you watching? He's literally winning the fight. Like,
yeah, it was, I thought it was insane. I think, you know, when you go in with I don't know, maybe he hadn't done his research on Dalton, but you've gone in with Subril's going to win this. Because most times, let's be honest, when Brits go over to America, they get bashed up.
That's what I was thinking. Has he gone in with the notion of, well, look what happens when Brits come over here. It doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, they fall apart.
Yeah, they fall apart. Doesn't matter if he's unbeaten or anything like that. Once he goes in with Subrel, it's going to be over. And that was just the way he viewed it.
Yeah.
Because we all knew that was never going to happen.
Yeah, Dalton's obviously now just elevated himself beyond... I don't want to say beyond what I thought he would, because I always thought he had the ability to become a world champion.
So did I.
But I thought this would be a life and death type fight. And to be fair, look, for 5 rounds, it kind of was. I mean, they were swinging at each other.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was, you know, he was winning the fight, but it wasn't like, you know, it was one-sided.
No.
You know, Mateus was hitting him plenty in there.
Yeah. But he's now, obviously, and Grant was correct to read out all the accolades. And then you read out English, European, British, Commonwealth, world champion.
He's done it the right way.
28. It's literally perfect.
Yeah.
What he's done is perfect. And I said this on a video that'll probably be out today, guys. I said that Eddie now needs to turn into what Eddie's good at. Sell the shit out of this kid.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, promote him like he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Once someone's proved that they are good enough, people will take it. Because I think that's one thing that I've always said about people. When you try and promote someone, but they're not really, not that he's not doing anything, but when they're kind of like, okay, but anyone could do what you're doing. But once you're going and you're going abroad, you're going to America, you're fighting, let's be frank, we don't think this fight should have happened, given all of Mateus's incidents. To go and do that, people are like, yeah, now we believe in you. Yeah. Now we want to see you.
Yeah. And immediately, as everyone does, the what next thing comes out. And I think the WBC are going to order him to fight Puello, who lost to Matias. But you look at that 140 division and like the world's his oyster.
It's a good division.
I mean, it's a good division.
Tough division too.
It really is. I mean, you could fight fringe guys like Oscar Duarte that give you issues. He beat Kenneth Sims Jr. I think he's going to fight Richardson Hitchens. You've got Richardson Hitchens.
Great champion.
You know what I mean? You got Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur. Do you know what I mean? But that's what you do. When you win a world title, I don't like the idea of going backwards. Now it's a case of mix it with them.
No, mix it with them, yeah.
Yeah. I think our Brits sometimes win belts and they go back to the UK and back. Kell Brook, Sean Porter.
Yeah.
It's a great example.
Oh, perfect.
You know what I mean? Great example.
Frankie Gavin of all people. Like, seriously, what the hell?
So what are we doing? Like, why are you still not over there mixing it with those guys? And I guess now is even, there's no excuse for Dalton because now all of a sudden you've got the biggest promoter in boxing. You've got the back in the Riyadh season. So it isn't like before where Eddie was kind of new to this scene with Kell. No, Eddie's now the top dog. So you've got the top dog promoter. You've got the biggest broadcaster in the zone. I think his fan base would have grown. It should have grown from that. So there's no excuse now to kind of like have mandatory defenses or voluntary defenses against guys we don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that push him. Adam Azim is there though, so I'm always looking at him thinking how long before we see that.
How long before we see it?
This year. If I was a betting man, I'd say we see it this
year. Even if Adam, I just feel, you know what it is? My issue with that, and by the way, I think Adam's incredible. I was ringside for his fight against Scooby at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and he broke him down. A really good performance. My issue is Ben Shalom.
Yeah,
Eddie and Ben do not talk, do not like each other. Obviously, we'll do a deal if it can be made. But now Dalton obviously brings a world title to the table. So if you thought negotiating for that fight was tough before,
it was.
I mean, what's Eddie going to offer him now? What's Eddie going to offer Adam?
Well, what's
5%? What's he going to offer him?
What's Ben going to offer him? Oh, we only have so many shows a year on the BBC that we can actually do. So, you know, you kind of got to take it.
Yeah.
I think, what else can he do?
Yeah. Adam does have a fight coming up.
Fight coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah. So let's see how he looks in that, and then who knows. But I did see him congratulate Dalton on Twitter because obviously, look, he knows it means a big fight for him. As you say, maybe down the line this year, they get it on. All right, let's talk about a fight that could happen. The WBO have ordered Hamza versus Diego Pacheco. The WBC, didn't they order Hamza versus Christian Mbili?
They did. They did. Obviously, with Terence Crawford now retired, all those belts are vacated.
Everyone wants Hamza to have their belts, it looks like.
Literally. Yeah. I mean, two.
It's almost like they've already crowned him as the next king. Like everyone,
heir apparent.
Yeah, heir apparent. Take our belts.
There you go. We want you to fight for our belts. Diego Pacheco, that's a good fight. Diego Pacheco, earlier on in his career, I was thinking, oh my God, you look amazing. He's looked a little bit flat the last couple of fights. Yeah. He's looked a little bit flat, and I think that his last performance, he was dropped by the guy. Oh, that guy was something else. That very short fighter.
Yeah, Kevin Sajo.
He's only about 5'7", but he was swinging to the fences. I look at that performance, and I know Hamza Shearer is very different. He's a lot taller, but I'm like, I think Hamza has the beating of you.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was very high on Pacheco. Still am
He's
to
a
an
very good
extent.
fighter.
But you said he's looked a bit short in his last couple because he stepped up in his last couple. And that's what happens. You got one level in I've always said this. Like the boxing levels are crazy. You got one level and all of a sudden you're not as big, not as strong, not as fast as the guy you're fighting. And I think we found that out with Pacheco. Hamza, we saw though, got up a level kind of against Berlanga, and we saw the difference. I favour Hamza massively in this. I've always thought Pacheco had the advantages of just being a bit bigger than everyone.
Yeah,
bit taller.
he did.
Bit rangier. You're not bigger than Hamza.
Well, not now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, imagine Hamza's the one coming up. Probably doesn't hit. I don't think he hits as hard. Hamza's power is just something else.
Yeah.
And
And
he
his
can box.
confidence now as well.
Through
That's the thing. Yeah, Pacheco's coming into this, as you say, getting dropped, coming through it. Fair play. That's a gut check. But Hamza's coming this, having gone to New York and robbed the place and came back with all the money. Yeah.
Absolutely flattened Edgar Berlanga as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I would be, even if he doesn't go down that road, if he goes down the Billy road, I think either way he's winning.
Yeah.
I think he's winning both them fights.
So do I. I think it could be a good year for Hamza Shiraz. It really could. We'll wait to see what he does, WBO or WBC. I think he'll go the WBO because it's Eddie.
So
It's
I was
easy
going to
to
say
make, isn't it?
Eddie versus Frank again.
Eddie versus Frank again, and you know Frank will take that all day long. Wardley, Chisora. I saw your video on this. Good video. I have a feeling this could be made.
It's a hard one for me because I can't begrudge Chisora getting the title shot because he kind of has earned it if you think about it with the form he's been on. But I just...
Did he have a fight last year?
He had the one fight against Valine.
Was that last year?
February. It feels like an
Jesus
eternity
Christ,
ago.
okay.
February last year, and then obviously the Dylan White fight fell apart. So he's had the one. He's been really only fighting once a year the last few years. But if he has that, he said it's going to be his final fight. It is kind of a good way to go out, but I just can't see him winning it.
No.
You want to see Chisora in a fight. That's why I like the Dylan White fight, because you want to see him in a fight that you'd make him favorite, but, you know, it's a bit of a 50-50. Whereas this, it's like, all right, it's nice to go out like that, but you're not going to win this fight.
Yeah, this is why I think I preferred Chisora versus White or Chisora even versus Wilder.
Yeah, because you give him a chance to win. You know, you
this one scares me a lot. Like Chisora at this stage of his career, going in there against a puncher.
A big puncher.
Big, enormous, maybe the biggest puncher of the division.
Yeah, aggressive, fast.
Yeah.
I mean...
But if you're Wardley and this comes across your desk, you're like, yes, please.
Oh yeah, you'd be mad not to.
Yeah, you know what it means.
Everything.
Pay-per-view, it's I don't want to say easier because Chisora is still a bit of a problem, you know.
Oh, you won't want to give him a free shot.
No, Chisora's still
Ask
a
Joe
bit of a
Joyce
problem.
that.
Yeah, and Wardley does get hit.
Very much so.
Wardley does get hit. We've seen that in 3 of his last 4 fights. He gets hit a lot. Fraser Clark, Hooney, and Parker. But I just don't like the idea of Chisora at this stage fighting a Fabio Wardley. You rarely see this, actually. And when you do see it, it always ends badly for the older guy, unless you're named USYK. You look at it, even to an extent, AJ Dubois. When you have the old guard fighting the young guard, Talma versus White, the young guard are just too young, too fresh.
Too fast, everything. Too athletic.
Everything, dude.
Everything.
Which is why you normally just see old guys versus old guys.
Yeah, and that's why you almost kind of prefer that, because you're kind of like, right, give me Dylan White or give me someone like that, because, you know.
Because they've almost declined at the same rate.
Exactly.
They're the same rate, they're from the same era, and because they're like, you can see it. That's why, although Amir Khan Brook came so late, I was like, well, they both have declined at the same rate.
Much of a muchness. So,
so I don't mind it.
So, yeah, let's watch it.
Whereas this, I'm like, I'm a bit nervous for this one.
So would I. They're both Queensbury, and I think Chisora would just be like, world title fight, final fight, give me it.
Yeah, I think this is why I think it could happen, because Chisora will say yes because it's pay-per-view and if the money and the numbers are right,
be right,
and Wardley will say yes. First defensive as well. So I actually can see this fight happening.
So can I.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it happen, but I can 100% from a business point of view see why it would.
Okay, that's that ticked off then. I'm actually doing a tick next to it. I might do a video on that one. Can you now then see, after, if Wardley wins, Wardley Fury?
It would really depend on what's the deal with AJ. Whether AJ does decide to come back or not. Because I think if there's any hint that AJ does come back, Tyson Fury is going to go full steam ahead for AJ. He's not going to even entertain a Wardley fight. If AJ decides, you know what, I'm hanging the gloves up, I had a good career. If he can't get the USYK trilogy fight, I'm sure he'd look at Wardley and just think, okay, you know, yeah, I'll help him. Yeah. If you look, especially if you look, say he fought Chisora and he beats him, which we expect, But he looked a bit vulnerable. Say Chisora swings a right hand, drops him, and Wardley comes back. Well, yeah, then I would.
Yeah. So Fury put out that he wants to be a 3-time world champion. So ultimately, it's Usyk
Well, there's
and
two
it's
ways,
Wardley.
yeah,
There's two
two
guys,
ways
isn't there? Yeah, yeah. And he's also, him and Wardley have kind of gone back a little bit with each other. Nothing crazy, but they've said some things about each other on social media. I do think Fury's making, as you say, almost a plan B for what if AJ doesn't come back, because he has come out of retirement for AJ.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
Nobody else. He was going to have one Arslan Mahmoudov, and then he was going to fight AJ in September. There was no plans to do anything else.
No.
There was no, I'm going to fight Wardley, I'm going to even have another crack at Usyk. I think it literally was those two fights. So now, as you say, he, like everyone, sitting back and giving AJ time and deciding what AJ does. And if there's parts of me that thinks, if AJ does not come back, I feel like Fury might just fight Arslan Mahmoudov and then fuck off.
No,
You think he stays?
I think he stays. I can't see it. I think that he'd fight someone like a Makhmudov and then I think he'd really push for the Usyk fight. I think more so than the Wardley. But if it became apparent that avenue was closed, yeah, he'd probably jump at it. He'd probably want to see vulnerability. And if he did, boom.
Tough question. I'm just going to ask you anyway, regardless. Do you think we see Fury AJ this year? I feel like you should be asking me that question. Maybe I might have more insight, but I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
At this minute in time, I really don't know. And I don't like sitting on the fences, so I'm going to say yes.
Okay, I'm going to say no.
Really?
Yeah, I just...
Yes
we've not really had that conversation about the accident and stuff, because obviously I've swerved it a little bit. But I just find it very, very, very difficult. I'd love to see it. I mean, who wouldn't want to?
Yeah, we'd love
but
to.
Now, it's weird how this all works with these two. Now, it seems like a million miles away again.
Yeah, you often wonder sometimes, like, if something's just not meant to be, it just won't happen. No matter what, they call it swimming upstream. It's like, I want to go and I want this job. And no matter how much you try for years and years, something always comes up. Yeah. And that's just maybe God saying, just don't do it.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that with this. Like, it could have happened 1,000 times in 10 years. And it's not.
Yeah.
And here we are right at the end.
Right at the end.
Right at the end, right at the finish line. And then something else, and obviously this something else is tragic and heartbreaking, but something else has now put a barrier in front of it again. I just don't think it happens. Will we see? I feel like there's a lot of will we, won't we see fights here, but Oscar De La Hoya has been going. I love Oscar De La Hoya.
I love Oscar De La Hoya.
I love him, and he annoys me at the same time, but I love Clapback Thursday. I think he's one of the most outspoken, best presenters or promoters, there is. He's saying that Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis should be 60-40 Virgil.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I love Virgil. Probably one of my favourite fighters. Cannot speak any more highly of him. Mate, you've not won a world title yet. He hasn't. And Boots is coming. No, sorry, no.
Yeah, agreed. Like, not just because of the world title thing, it's because like Boots is as big a draw as you.
Yeah, you're literally
like Boots has done. Yeah, Boots has done arenas in Philly against not big names and sold out those arenas. Yeah, none of these guys have done pay-per-view. I mean, they've been on. Obviously, Virgil was on the pay-per-view against Israel Majimov, but he was second fighter in.
Yeah,
second. It wasn't like he was top of the tree.
He wasn't Comey. He wasn't anywhere near it.
Nope, nowhere near it. So just stop the bullshit.
Yeah, just get it over.
Just
get it
the
done.
fucking bullshit. Make it 50-50. Winner takes 5% off. So basically 55-45 winner.
Took the words out of my mouth. You know, winner gets a bonus. There you go. Happy days. If you're so confident, you'll win that.
Yeah. I almost feel like the fact that Oscar's making all these videos suggests that we're closer than we think, though.
I hope so.
Yeah, I feel like an offer's gone in and it's a 50-50 offer and he's back on it. This is where I would like to see. Remember when Floyd Schofield wasn't supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson?
Yes.
And him and his dad were like, we're fighting. We don't care what Oscar does. No, we're going. And obviously the fight didn't happen, but they took it out of their promoters and managers' hands. Even when Crawford was going to fight Spence, they had their own conversation and sorted it out. When Pacquiao was going to fight Floyd, they met a basketball arena backstage and sorted it out. Sometimes you can just remove your manager, remove your promoter, and get this deal done yourselves. Like Boots, phone Virgil and fucking iron this out yourselves and say, I agreed, Oscar, without you, I am doing 50-50. Fuck what you're saying.
And the fighters have egos, but so do the promoters. And I think once the fighters are there in person, more often than not, once they can actually see each other, talk to each other one-to-one, normally we get the fight.
Yeah, hopefully we get it because it is such a big fight.
Oh, it's
I mean,
amazing,
obviously, we've got Tio versus Shakur, and I said that that's the biggest fight that can be made in America, and I still think it is this year. But this is a very close second. This is a great fight.
This, in terms of, that is a bigger fight, but in terms of which one would I rather see, this one. Every day.
Not even close.
Not even close. It's like, give me this one every day.
And also, I mean, in America, these sort of African Americans versus Mexican fights have always been great because they bring two different demographics, two different audiences. They've always been good.
Ryan and Tank. I mean,
There you go.
Loads.
There you go. Ryan and Devon.
Ryan and Devon.
They just bring a different audience, and then you get the added bonus because you will get Eddie versus Oscar.
Oh, we love Eddie
Because
versus Oscar.
they
love Eddie
those are the
versus
guys.
Oscar.
So look, let's hope it happens. Also, and this one I think will be confirmed in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner. Inoue versus Nakatani, May 2nd, Tokyo Dome, 60,000 will happen.
You think you're going to be making a trip out to Tokyo?
I don't think DAZN are showing it, but I did say to someone, it might have been you actually, I did say that I will go there as a fan.
So would I.
Yeah, like it's one of those things.
wanted to go to Japan anyway.
Exactly. I've always wanted to go. So this could almost be the thing that we go there, cameras, do interviews, like we just go there as fans and just vlog it, because I think that would be just
it's
insane.
It's Asia, Japan specifically. It's their version of like AJ Fury.
Yeah,
because they are two massive names. Like they're just so famous over there. To have them both fight, look, I think Inoue wins.
Yeah.
But
I think Inoue
Nakatani, Louis hittable. Nakatani can really punch.
Yeah, I'm actually, now you said that, obviously it's bigger than AJ Fury in the sense of where they are.
Oh, yeah.
Not in terms of numbers. AJ Fury,
because obviously they're in their primes.
They're in their primes. You're talking two guys in the pound for, you had Nakatani as like number 6, I think, pound for pound when you did the list, or 7.
I think I had him a bit further down.
Was it further down? Okay, but you had him in the top 10.
He's on the list.
And he was on my list as well. So you got 2 pound for pounders from the same country in the same weight class. You know how fucking rare that is?
It's very
going
rare.
at each other. Bivol Peterbiev, Russia. Quite similar.
But the difference being is they're having it in their home country where they're both stars.
Yeah.
So it's going to be just Tokyo.
Yeah, I think the date they're saying is May 2nd.
That is hitting in.
May 2nd.
That's going to hit in with Ramirez versus Benavidez, isn't it?
Yeah, Zota Ramirez versus David Benavidez.
Big start to May then.
We've had an incredible start to the year. As we wrap, I mean, looking at what we had on the weekend, Dalton Smith, Sabril Matias, who, by the way, that wasn't one of the big ones of the year. Like no one.
No, that kind of went under the radar.
Kind of under the radar because everyone was talking. Everyone was
about
talking about ticket. I think fight fans need to kind of just stop this shit about ticket sales and stuff.
The atmosphere was still good.
Atmosphere was still good. Fight delivered. I think everyone's like, oh, look how many empty seats there are. Just fucking, well, go and fill them then. Why don't you go and buy a ticket and go and watch it? Like, just enjoy the fights. We've obviously had Germany, which I think was a pleasant surprise. We got Josh Kelly versus Bakram. Fucking good luck, Josh Kelly. Man.
Oh yeah, I mean, like
that Elif.
Well
two hands on that card.
She is. Yeah, she was just announced first.
She's been added. Smart, very smart. They're trying to make it. They're trying to thicken it up a little bit as well. Which
you were
only
talking about her last week, saying that she was your fighter of the year last year.
My fighter of the year last year.
So there you go.
Then we've got the Magnificent Seven.
And it is magnificent.
Magnificent Seven. And then obviously we have the small matter of Shakur Stevenson trying to become a 4-weight world champion. That's all in January. That's all in January, which normally was a nothing month for boxing.
No, January is like the hangover from Christmas. No one has money to spend on these fights. Everyone's fat after Christmas, so we'll wait till February. Whereas this year it's just been like, the hell with that, get going.
Crazy, that actually.
It is actually.
When you say it like that, that's actually kind of crazy.
It is, but that's always how
it's almost like that is how it is. That's why they wait till February. And even February is not a big month.
No,
normally they say, okay, but wait till March. Everyone's, pence or pounds is back in the pocket. Now they're like, we can't. There's too many events.
Yeah.
Boxing's now become a 12-month a year sport.
Yeah, it's a calendar, but there is no off season.
There is no off season. There is no off for us either, people. What's going on? Ade, Oladipo, and Gman. There you go. We've wrapped that one pretty quick. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. We'll be back next week. Remember, G-Man's link is in the description. How many subs would you say you're on now, G-Man?
Nearly 29, just over 28 now.
Oh, so close to the 30.
Getting close to that 30, man. I want that 30.
By when?
March. Start March.
Okay, that's a good, that's realistic. Yeah, that's realistic, yeah. And then, can I tell you what number you're going to say after 30? 50. I know. Which feels like a million miles away, but you'd be surprised how quick you can get there.
I'm surprised how quick I went from 20 to nearly 30.
I'm not, because you do put out a lot of good content.
Well, thank you. I
You've
appreciate
got a lot of
that.
content. You are quite controversial.
I don't think that.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, subscribe to my channel as well. We are trying to get to, I don't know what number we're getting to, but we're getting to something. Loads more content coming your way. Stay tuned. We're going to film the Q&A straight after this. I don't know which one's going to come out first, but if you're watching this and you haven't seen the Q&A, go to the Q&A as well, because we're going to try and answer every single question. Peace.